Hey, welcome to a new video, and yes, I'm still in Italy, as you can see from this beautiful background and this very red Alfa Romeo. I wanted to do a little short video to review the car that Alfa Romeo Italy kindly lent to me while I was staying here in Italy this month. And it's a bit interesting because, as you guys know, I don't really review, regular cars. I do try to stick to the more sporty variants. Unfortunately, all the quadrifolios were out this month for an event, which actually gave me the chance to test drive Alfa Romeo's latest baby car. This is the smallest car in the range. This is the Junior. And I got to really understand how Alfa Romeo is able to give a little bit of a twist when it comes to all the platform sharing that's happening these days. All the different brands have to give a unique character to their cars, and for the Junior, I really think they've done a nice job to create a little sporty SUV crossover type car that actually has that kind of Alfa Romeo DNA. I've been driving this car for about 2 weeks now, and it's been my regular ride here in Italy. I've covered almost 2,000 kilometers with a mix of highway and kind of mountain roads and general day-to-day driving, and I have to say I am quite impressed. So I think we should probably go over the car, understand what it's all about, starting off with the design. So the variant I'm driving is actually called the Speciale. It does come with a few additional options, like the more sporty grille, which does away with the regular kind of Alfa Romeo triangular grille up front and goes with this kind of like opening to resemble the Biscione badge. I'm not sure, it looks confusing to me. It's supposed to be more aggressive, but I reckon a more regular type grille would actually work better. That aside, I have to say I do like the overall design. It's very sporty. It kind of offers people looking for cars in this segment a little bit of a different kind of look and feel when it comes to cars like, I guess in this range you would be probably looking at the Lexus LBX or the Peugeot 2008 or the Jeep Avenger. Basically, cars that are more kind of utilitarian rather than sporty. And I feel Alfa Romeo has really done a nice job getting this little thing to look quite aggressive. And that said, I'm always really surprised when I come back here to Italy just how much the Carscape continues to change and kind of go towards this compact SUV crossover thing. Everything is lifted crossover style. I'm not really sure why it has become like this, but then again, it does force manufacturers, even like Alfa Romeo, that are kind of well known for creating hatches and sedans, to come up with their own variants. And I think they really have captured the element of what really does make Alfa Romeo a little bit more special. And I think that really was very much understood for me. Probably 2 days into driving this, I started getting people giving me thumbs up on the street. Something that really rarely happens, when you're driving kind of regular cars like this. But I guess, people here in Italy really do still have that synonymous kind of feel of a sporty car when it comes to Alfa Romeo. So when they see one, even a little crossover like this on the street, looking quite a little bit aggressive with this really beautiful candy red, it just inspires them to oh my God, Alfa Romeo is still there, still creating exciting looking cars, something a little bit sporty compared to the rest of the range of the Stellantis group. And I don't know, it just felt special getting thumbs up even driving a little crossover. The rear end is actually quite cool. It almost looks like a little bit exotic. There's no mention of the Junior name. There's actually just a big Alfa Romeo cursive logo there. Lots of black and red contrasting along the side of the car. You can see that kick plate there with the red line. You got the 3-spoke inspired Alfa Romeo wheels, and of course the Speciale badge. So of course this is the same engine that gets used across the Stellantis range, and nothing much to see here when it comes to visuals, but underneath this little plastic cover, which you can actually easily remove, we can do that for you. So you get to really understand that this is a 1, 2, 3 cylinder engine, 1.2 liters with a tiny little turbo there, mated to a hybrid system and a 6-speed dual clutch transmission. So what that actually means is that this car is by far not anything remotely powerful. 136 horsepower plus the addition of 20-30 more when it comes to the electric side of things. But the thing that really impressed me, and this is mainly because I'm kind of used to more Japanese cars when it comes to hybrids, you know, all the Toyota Daihatsu lineup, they've actually based their entire hybrid system around a dual clutch transmission, which means that when you're actually in EV mode, you're shifting through gears, and that allows a really special feel to come across the entire chassis. It's not that horrible CVT feel where you have this linear acceleration with a sound that doesn't really match. But this one, you can always feel the gear shifts even when you're electric, and that really does feel different and quite a little bit special. And you can see the little Garrett electric blow-off valve there. Really modern setup, and like I did mention, this is a 1.2, so you can imagine how everything is kind of sized to match. Really tiny piping. Intercooler is mounted up front, and it provides enough boost for immediate response, which is kind of what you need in a city car like this. But then again, like I said, the setting does change when you go through the dynamic, normal, or advanced efficiency modes, the DNA as Alfa Romeo likes to call it, and it really does end up changing the character of the car quite evidently. All right, we are on a tight little mountain road here, an Italian toge, if you want to call it that. I wanted to kind of show you how flat the car actually stays across a really kind of challenging road. You know, I mean, this is probably what you would expect some rally cars to hit up here in the region of Northeast Veneto. And aside from my camera bag moving around in the back, the car feels quite grippy. There's no understeer whatsoever, and thanks to the electric boost, we do have a bit of acceleration out of corners to kind of keep things exciting. And of course, you can shift it into manual mode, so you can use the paddles to kind of go through the dual clutch transmission. It's not the quickest of transmissions, you can probably imagine. This is more about economy, efficiency, and comfort rather than actual outright sportiness. But it's enough to kind of give this car a little bit of character. And I think the Alfa Romeo engineers, when setting up and trying to give the Junior a little bit of a unique character, they really had to kind of think about what Alfa Romeo means, what it's all about. You know, that sporty heart, the character has to be instantly you know, there when you kind of start throwing the car through corners like these. And I think they did a really good job. It does keep it exciting. I mean, after all, we are in a hybrid crossover vehicle, which is on paper not really the most fun of automobiles, but I'm definitely enjoying myself. And like I said, there's so much grip. Like coming up this road the other way around, I was really impressed at how you can just get on the power straight away. There's no issue with grip at all. It just punches out quite quickly, and I would actually be interested to drive the four-wheel drive, the Q4 version of this, because they add a little electric motor on the back axle, so you do get a bit of extra punch out of corners, and of course never have issues with you know, low friction or slippery situations. What actually did end up surprising me the most is the interior. Starting off with this Sabelt seat package this car actually comes with. This is an optional that you can add onto any trim spec Alfa Romeo Junior. It is quite an aggressive bucket seat. Of course reclinable, it's got some holes here. This kind of looks like the Alfa Romeo grille here. It has a stitched Alfa Romeo logo on the top, so it's a mix of kind of like a suede center and some leather on the outside. That matches the rest of the trim in the cabin. We have some Alcantara-like fabric on the armrest and across the center console, and even the dashboard. Some nice touches here. I do like the vents here that move around quite a lot, so you can really adjust your airflow. There's a backlit Alfa Romeo Biscione there in the middle. Again, that Alcantara-like fabric carries over onto this middle section of the dash. There's even an Alfa Romeo emblem here on the side of the dash when you open the door. The plastics are extremely hard across the rest of all, the door trim. There's a bit of padding here on the door, but yeah, the main dash, it is pretty hard plastics, kind of reflecting the whole price range of the car, which just starts at under 30,000 euros, if you're kind of wondering. This is a quite interesting arrangement for the rear door handle. So there's no physical door handle on the door, so you kind of get that coupe look, something that they started back in the 156, 147. So right next to another Alfa Romeo logo, which you probably see better if I do that. You open up the rear doors, and the space is not the greatest, especially when you do go for this kind of like bucket race seat option. My two 9-year-old twins were sitting in the back here for most of our time here in Italy, and they didn't really complain. They did say at one point that the car could have done with more space. It looks bigger on the outside than it does on the inside, but I guess that's something people might want to keep in mind if they're looking at this thing. Probably better to go with a regular seat option if you do want a little bit more space at the back. And this is actually quite surprising. I was able to fit two massive Romeo suitcases back here on my way from Milano to here in Veneto. So no complaints for the actual trunk space. The available volume here is quite impressive. You can actually get a little bit extra under here and even hide away the parcel shelf in a little compartment right under there.